If you're like me, you probably think that you have missed ASTER, the token that went 7,000% last week. But after I did some digging, I realized that the biggest opportunity is literally just around the corner, and I'm still early, which means you're still early. If you live under a rock, ASTER is the new and shiny perpetual DEX exchange backed by Binance and the man himself, CZ. And yes, I know that we are late for the 7,000% pump, but we're still early to their airdrop. And if you think this is one of those average airdrop farming videos, you have to stick around and find out why it's not. I promise you, it's worth it. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how the airdrop works, how the allocation is calculated, and most importantly, how I'm farming this airdrop right now and how you can too. Now, YouTube recently took down 2 of my videos, so I want to be in line, and I want to tell you that nothing in this video is financial advice. You should do your own research, and I'm only showing you what I'm doing with my own money, nothing less, nothing more. Let's get going. So Hyperliquid is the largest and most successful perpetual DEX so far. They gave out 270 million tokens in airdrops. That was worth about $1.2 billion at the time. But now on today's prices, they're worth about 12 billion, or actually over 12 billion. Now, they handed these tokens out to users who use the platform early. Now, ASTER is airdropping 320 million tokens. On today's price is worth 700 million, potentially could be worth 7 billion if the project follows the same trajectory as Hype did. The best part is that hardly anyone talks about this airdrop, which gives us a massive opportunity. Now, ASTER is pretty cool because they are backed by CZ and 𝗧𝗦 Labs. CZ is openly supporting the project, tweeting about it, congratulating to milestones, and even loading up from his own wallet. Well played, CZ. Well played. Also, they have next level features, these hidden orders or dark pools, whatever you want to call them. So they have privacy on chain. Also, they have US stocks that you can trade on there. This is the only perpetual DEX offering this feature. And so it's no wonder that they had about $600 billion in total trading volume. They have 2 million users and more than 11 billion daily trading volume already. Now, this all sounds cool, but it's important to know that there's a massive gap when you compare ASTER to Hyperliquid. Hyperliquid is sitting at 45 billion FDV, while ASTER is only at 18 billion, even though all the stuff that I just told you. Now, even if ASTER doesn't overtake Hype and doesn't become the biggest perpetual DEX, just catching up where it should be is an easy 2x from here. But again, circling back to the beginning of the video, the big opportunity is the airdrop. Here's what you need to know. Now, we're already halfway through stage 2, where 4% of the total supply, around 320 million ASTER tokens, will be airdropped to early users of the platform. All you need to do is trade on the ASTER platform. By simply doing that, you collect points, and the points will turn into tokens, and you will simply get the tokens dropped to your wallet. So how do you earn the points and how are they calculated? So we know what they take under consideration, but we don't really know how these things contribute to the point, what gives more, what gives less. But here's what we know so far. 1, trading volume. The higher the trading volume, the higher the points. 2, holding time. The longer you hold the position, the higher your points are going to be. Number 3, using SBNB or USDF as margin to boost your score, meaning if you trade on the platform and you use USDF or SBNB as collateral, you increase your points. Realized PNL, I actually like this. So the higher the PNL, the higher your points are. So the more money you make on ASTER, the higher the points you get. And there's of course a referral system. You can invite your friends and earn points from their trading volume as well. As I said, we're quite early because the campaign started not so long ago and stage 2 officially ends on October 5th. So depending on when you watch this video, there is still a massive amount of time to farm this, but you gotta start it today. Now I wanna jump in and show you exactly what I'm doing to farm this and how you can potentially do the same. Let's go. So first thing, you gotta go to asterdex.com. Now there is a link in the description. If you use that, you don't only support the channel, but you also protect yourself. There is so many phishing links going around, even as sponsored content on Google search. So just make sure to use the link in the description. And again, I appreciate it as well. But once you're here on the platform, you just gotta click on launch app and it will take you immediately to the trading platform. Once you're here on the top right, you will see that you need to connect a wallet. I made a bunch of videos on what is good, what is bad. I use MetaMask, I use Rebel Wallet as well. You can just simply go into Google Chrome. You can search for Rebel Wallet. You can download, you can open a wallet, and then you are able to use that on the BNB chain. Once you have the wallet, you can just click on connect wallet. We'll show Rebel Wallet. You can connect, sign. That's it. As you see, I already have some positions. I'm going to talk about that in a second, but you need to get funds into your wallet to be able to use the platform. So you can go into the Rebel Wallet icon up here and you can click on this little icon. And once you do, you will copy your wallet address. Now you can use this address to withdraw from your centralized exchange account, on the BNB chain, you just paste it in there and withdraw BNB. So on there you have to buy spot or convert, and then withdraw the amount of BNB that you will want to trade. So if you want to trade $1,000, you just convert $1,000 USDT on the centralized exchange into BNB, and then withdraw the BNB with this address into your Rebel wallet. Once you did, you will have the BNB showing up here, and you have to convert that BNB for USDT. So you can click on this little swap icon, and then you can select USDT, and then you can select BNB, and you can convert your BNB for USDT. Very important, do not just go 100% because you will need network fees. So you just go 98%, 99%, whatever that fits. And then you can just simply click on swap and convert it there. And once you have USDT in your Rebel wallet, you're able to use the platform to go into USDF and trade with that to earn higher points. The way to do that is if you go back to the ASTER platform and you already have your wallet connected, you can click on rewards and you can click on trade and earn. Once you land here, you can select the amount that you want to convert or put it onto the ASTER platform, convert it into USDF. Then you will be able to write that. You can click mint and deposit. You will have to sign in your wallet. Don't get scared. It takes some time till it happens, but then you will get a little notification maybe a minute after or 2 minutes later. And then once that's done, you will be able to go back to perpetual. They will show up on your account and you're basically ready to farm. So a couple of things here. One, this is a normal trading interface, okay? So I do have positions. I want to tell you, I have taken 50x leverage positions. All I'm doing is farming the airdrop. I'm generating volume. So do not get wrecked. I'm going to talk to you about how I'm not getting wrecked and what you should really focus on. But disregard the whole thing. I just want to show you how the platform works. On the right side, you can use market and limit orders. Very important, do not use market orders. They are very high fees. You want to always use the limit order and you want to manually punch in the number. I'm going to show you how to take a trade. Then obviously you can select the size. You can just simply use this little slider here to select how much you want to buy. And then you can just simply long or short. That's basically how it is on the perpetual tab. You got a bunch of stuff up here, which is not that relevant for the airdrop. There are two tabs that you want to focus on. One is the reward. You can go down to points. You'll be able to see your points on the right side here. I literally just started today, so this is why it doesn't say current ranking. It will show, probably it's updating every single day, so I will see it later. I will update you tomorrow on the shows. By the way, if you have no idea who I am or what I do, this is the 100x Club, and I'm 100xing my trading capital in the next 10 years. If that's something that you're interested about through my daily updates, I call the market perfectly in the past 2, 3, 4 months. If this is something you want to see, you can just subscribe to the channel, smash the like, and this is going to be one of the playlist to the updates that I do every single day. You can come back and follow along, and also there is a link in the description to my free Telegram. It's completely free, no catch. I'm just helping you navigate the market with me, so go and check those out as well. But it will be here, current ranking, current share of the pool is going to be here as well, so you see how big percent do you get of the 320 million tokens, and then the points here as well. Also on the left side here, you have your invite code and your invite link, so if you want to invite your friends or whatever, you can do that through that. The second tab is going to be grid trade. Now I'm going to get back to this in a second, but I want to show you how to trade manually to increase your allocation. So I go back to trade, I'm on perpetual, and I have to take a position. Now you have to understand, as we discussed, your volume, the length you hold the trade on, all that will count into your point allocation and therefore your token allocation. The higher volume to generate, the higher profit you make, the longer you hold the trade, all these will contribute to the airdrop. So what I'm doing, and again, this is just my strategy, you do whatever you want, you will lose money with this strategy that I'm going to tell you most likely, but all I did for the past 2 hours is simply take trades and buy and sell, buy and sell, buy and sell on the 1 minute chart. As you see here, I did a bunch of orders which were not profitable because I literally just bought and sold, bought and sold, bought and sold. We generated volume. The problem is, even if you don't lose on the trade, you are paying the fees. So for every million trading volume, you're most likely paying about $700 in fees. So that means if you're generating 100,000 trading volume, you're paying $70 fees. If you're generating 10,000 trading volume, you're paying $7 fees. But based on my calculation, you should get at least $3 profit on every $7 you spend on fees. That means for every $7, you should get back $10 worth of tokens, which again, if ASTER follows the same trajectory as Hyperliquid, could turn into $100. So that said, this is one of the strategies. If you say, I just want to spend maybe $20, $50 on fees, and I'm happy to just do it, you're more than welcome to just click through 5 times, you're done. That's one of the ways to do it. The other method is to actually trade on the platform. So like, instead of just trading somewhere else, put a portion of your capital. Obviously, this is new, this is risky, so make sure that you don't put all your money in here, but money that you don't necessarily would use in your trading account, just put it in here and play around with it. If you take a trade, take it here as well as you take it on your normal centralized exchange. Now again, as you see, I do not recommend you trade the 1 minute chart. I do not recommend you do 50x leverage, but this is what I've done here because this is how I can generate high volume and still make some profits. I'm up 490%. I'm teaching you all about this in the daily shows and on the episodes, so this is why you're subscribed and this is why you have the bell notifications on. The third option is just to open a long trade. The reason why I don't really recommend it is because if you open one trade, you might be holding it for too long and therefore generate more points. You might be in profit for long, but you only take in one, so your volume, which is most likely going to be one of the biggest contributors, in my opinion, is not going to be big because you're going to open one position and you're going to leave it open. So that's a strategy I would try to avoid. But there is one more option, which I'm experimenting with, which is the grid bots on Aster. So you can go on more and click on grid trade. Now I have to tell you, as you know, I have a bunch of bots that you can copy from day one. I set them up. I have my own money in there. This is based on my trading strategy. All of the bots are in profit. They're in the link in the description. You get a $1,000 sign up bonus if you sign up to Pionex using our link. But those bots work completely differently than this. Pionex is designed to do bots. It's a fantastic interface. It works. It helps you see everything visually. This here is not so much. So I'm not hating on Aster. Obviously, this is why the airdrop is for early users, but I mean, it's horrible. It's horrible. That's the truth. I made a full video about what the grid bot is, so if you don't know what the grid bot is, you can check this out. That's the same principle that works here as well. But the idea here is that it buys and sells in a certain range. So if you can go into the daily chart and you can identify the daily range, like I did here, for example, the bottom here is 97,800, you could just set up a bot that buys all the way down here and sells on every bounce. So if I would do that, I would actually do that because I think that could generate volume and it also could make you profit. So the way I'm doing it is I click on manual, then I click on long because I believe the market is going to go up in Q4, so it's a long in bot. You can click cross is fine. The leverage, reduce it to 2, 3, 4x, again, depending on what you can afford to lose and how much fees you want to pay. Then the lower range going to be 97,000. The upper range is going to be 135,000 because why not? Then you can set the grids. Now, I don't understand this either. On Pionex, I can get whatever I want. Higher the grids, better the trades are depending on the range. And of course, here, the higher the volume is. They only allow me to do 149, so I'm going to do that. And the profitability is between 0.16 and 0.24, which is very good, which means that you're going to make more money than the fees will take away. So that's good. And then you can add the margin. Again, here, please make sure that you actually use money that you're willing to lose or money that you're not afraid to be taken away in fees, because you know that you're paying fees because you want to get the airdrop that is potentially going to be a massive opportunity. So it doesn't allow me to do it because I'm already on the 50x leverage position and I don't want to change leverage, but this is going to be, you can add the margin here, let's say $700, whatever that is. And then once you click on create the bot, it will open up the bot, but the bot will open up under the trade tab. This is what I told you. It's not like Pionex. It's kind of crazy, but it is what it is. So it will open up down here. It won't show you anything on the chart. It won't show you anything, any grids, anything like that. It will just simply open it down here as the position. Now, you could potentially open a bot on other coins, and I'm going to show you exactly how to do that now. The reason why I don't do it is because the slippage is there. We don't know what the order book looks like on Aster. On Bitcoin, it seems fine. I would recommend you only use Bitcoin. Don't do any risky other coins, but it's your choice. You do whatever you want to do. But here's how you would do it. You go more and grid trade again. On the left side, you can select the token. Let's say I'm going to select Aster. Why not? I'm gonna go onto the 4-hour chart. I'm gonna identify the low, which could be down here at 1.27. I'm gonna click on manual. I'm gonna click 1.27. Upper range could be $4. Grid 149. I'm gonna add $100. It will give me all the details. I can click confirm and it will take it here. Now, when it happened, I was like, what is actually happening here? Why it's not showing and not doing anything? The bot is working based on the criteria. No matter what you do, it won't show up on the chart. It's kind of crazy, but anyway, it will only show up once it executes the first buy. So you can click on view and you will be able to see what your first buy is. For me, it's 2.2592. So once that gets executed, then it will show up here under the trade tab and it will just show as a normal trade. It won't show you that it's a grid bot or whatever. Again, it is what it is. The user face will probably improve, but that's so far what you can do with it. Now, I do believe this is a great idea to do. Again, just on Bitcoin. I am going to set up a bot on Bitcoin and simply run it. I'm going to share with you all the details in my Telegram as well. Once I set up the bot, I'm going to give you the range and all that. So join in there and you will be able to see. And yeah, that's basically it. I genuinely think this is a great opportunity. Looking at Hyperliquid, looking at 𝗧𝗔, looking at the fact that 𝗧𝗔 was the first one to talk about perpetual decentralized exchanges in 2019. I do feel it's kind of personal for him to make this happen. happen. And again, if it does nothing else but catches up to Hyperliquid, that's a 2x, meaning at least 2x on the airdrop points, and it is very much underperformed because you still need to spend fees. It's not like a free tester that people can just do, therefore not a lot of people do it. And that is it. If you have any questions, let me know in the comment section. I am going to reply to all of them. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel, smash the like, send this video to your friend who also potentially going to farm this airdrop, and check out this daily update that I do every single day. This is a playlist, so you will see the latest depending on when you watch. Thanks for watching, and I believe I'll see you in the next one. Take care.